Welcome to Rare Breed Brotherhood. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. Some of the strongest moves are made in silence. In 2025, while the world chases noise, trends, and temporary applause, Sigma males are quietly rewriting the game. They're not interested in being the loudest voice in the room. They're not posting every win or explaining every step. They don't need the spotlight to feel secure. They've figured out something rare, that real power grows in silence, not in performance. These men have walked away from shallow approval. They're not playing by the same rules as everyone else. While others are obsessed with being liked, followed, or validated, the Sigma male is focused on something deeper, building a life that feels right, not one that just looks good. He's not emotionless, just selective, not detached, just deeply intentional. While many are chasing comfort zones and shortcuts, Sigmas are investing in discipline, clarity, and peace. You might not see their success unfold on your feed, but it's happening, slowly, steadily, and with purpose. If you're the kind of man who thinks differently, who values solitude, who questions everything, and walks away from what doesn't feel real, then you're not lost. You're just ahead. You're playing the long game. And while the crowd celebrates quick wins, you're building something that lasts. This is your reminder that silence isn't weakness, patience isn't laziness, and walking alone isn't failure, it's strategy. And in 2025, it's exactly why Sigma males are winning without anyone even noticing. Let's dive in rare breeds. Number 1. They've embraced the art of strategic invisibility. They've embraced the art of strategic invisibility. Not because they lack confidence, but because they understand the weight of real power. Sigma males know that being seen by everyone isn't the same as being respected. They've learned that the loudest voice often covers the weakest plan, and most performances are just distractions in disguise. They are not hiding. They are positioning. They're present in the room, but they don't need to take up space just to prove they matter. While others are chasing recognition and external applause, the Sigma male is studying, building, preparing. His moves are quiet because they are intentional. He speaks when it counts and acts when others are still deciding how they want to look. Strategic invisibility is not about disappearing. It's about knowing when to show up, where to direct your energy, and why silence often works better than spectacle. The Sigma male has nothing to prove, and that makes him dangerous in the best way. His goals don't come with a show. They come with results. In a world that worships visibility, he's mastered something most people never learn: how to win without showing off. He lets his presence be felt, not seen. He lets his discipline speak before his mouth ever does. He stays quiet not out of fear, but out of control. There's power in restraint, and he owns it. By the time people notice what he's done, it's already finished. He didn't need the spotlight. He built the whole stage in the dark. And when he finally steps into view, it's never for applause. It's just time. Number 2, they don't chase success. They engineer it. They don't chase success. They engineer it. Sigma males are not sitting around waiting for inspiration to strike or for luck to show up. They treat success like a structure, not a lottery. They don't romanticize the end goal. They break it down piece by piece like a blueprint, detailed, practical, and real. While others talk about what they want, the Sigma male is already doing the quiet, unglamorous work it takes to get there. There's no need for drama in his process, no big announcements or emotional speeches, just consistency, just clarity, just results over time. He doesn't get seduced by the glitter of overnight success or flashy lifestyles that collapse the moment the camera turns off. That's not his language. He prefers stability over attention, longevity over hype. Every habit he builds, every skill he sharpens, every decision he makes is part of a long game. He doesn't take shortcuts because he knows those fall apart under pressure. What he builds is meant to last. That's why it takes time. That's why it happens in silence. People rarely notice a Sigma male while he's in the process. He doesn't flaunt progress. He just keeps stacking the bricks. And when something doesn't work, he doesn't break down. He adjusts, he studies, he reworks the blueprint. That's the mind of a builder, not a dreamer. And that's why he wins. By the time others figure out what he's been up to, it's already solid. already done. He didn't chase the dream. He constructed it, layer by layer, while the world was too busy looking for shortcuts. And now that it's standing, he still doesn't need a round of applause. He didn't do it for attention. He did it for freedom. Number 3. They've turned rejection into redirection. They've turned rejection into redirection. Not in a feel-good motivational way, but in a hard-earned, brutally honest way. Sigma males don't see closed doors as failure. They see them as filters. If something didn't work out, it probably wasn't meant to stay. They've stopped chasing what slips away because they understand a deeper truth. Sometimes life removes things for you before you're strong enough to walk away on your own. Rejection used to sting, sure, but over time they stopped taking it personally. They started paying attention. That job they didn't get, it would have boxed them in. That relationship that fell apart, it was built on uneven ground. That friend who left, they were never real in the first place. Sigma males read between the lines now. If a door shuts, they don't bang on it. They turn around and build a new one. They no longer see detours as delays. They see them as upgrades. That kind of mindset takes strength because it means trusting what you can't fully see yet. But the Sigma male isn't in a rush. He knows that what's meant for him doesn't require begging, proving, or performing. If it falls apart, he lets it. He uses rejection like a compass. Every time life says no, he doesn't freeze. He recalibrates. The path may change, but the mission stays clear. That's why he keeps moving forward, quietly, purposefully, because he knows that not every closed door is a setback. Some are exits from the wrong life. Number 4, they no longer react, they respond. They no longer react, they respond. And there's a massive difference. Sigma males have mastered the skill of staying grounded when most people are quick to lose control. They don't let words trigger them or situations drag them into emotional chaos. Their calm isn't about being passive. It's about being surgical. Every move, every word, every silence is chosen with purpose. Most people go through life in reaction mode. Someone insults them, they lash out. Something goes wrong, they panic. But Sigma males have stepped out of that cycle. They've learned that the person who controls the frame controls the outcome. And that's exactly what they do. They hold the frame. Whether it's in a conversation, a conflict, or a challenge, they don't get pulled in emotionally. They hold their position and let others exhaust themselves. Their calm unnerves people because it can't be read. You can't manipulate someone who doesn't flinch. You can't dominate someone who won't play your emotional games. That's why Sigma males are so powerful in silence, because they're not emotionally available to chaos. They respond when it matters, not when they're provoked. This kind of control doesn't come overnight. It comes from pain, from self-discipline, from studying their own triggers until they no longer own them. It comes from realizing that emotional explosions often serve the enemy, not the self. So when people try to bait them, they stay still. When the pressure rises, they breathe deeper. That's when their real power shows, not in how loud they can be, but in how unshakable they've become. While others are burning energy reacting to everything, the Sigma is conserving power, choosing his battles and always making his next move with precision. That's not passivity, that's strategy. And in a noisy world that rewards reaction, he wins by staying focused. Calm is his weapon, control is his edge. Number 5, they've walked away from fake brotherhoods. They've walked away from fake brotherhoods, not out of pride, but out of clarity. Sigma males have been in the room where loyalty was just a word, where support was conditional, and where friendships came with hidden contracts. They've seen how some circles only stand strong when you're weak, but disappear when you start to grow. So they made a hard choice. They stopped sitting at tables where the conversation was shallow, where the energy was off, and where the loyalty was just for show. They stopped wasting time trying to prove themselves to people who only clap when they're losing. And when they walked away, it wasn't with bitterness. It was with peace. Sigma males don't fear isolation because they've lived through the damage of false loyalty. They know that a crowded room can still feel empty, that being surrounded doesn't always mean being supported. So instead of chasing belonging, they built solitude that feeds them. They turned silence into strategy and alone time into clarity. They don't confuse brotherhood with proximity. They value connection, but only the kind that is real, clean, and rooted in truth. If it's not solid, if it's not mutual, if it's not aligned, they'll walk away without looking back. And the beauty is, walking away made space for better. They stopped watering dead plants and started protecting their peace. Now, if someone is in their circle, it means something. It's earned, not handed out. People say loyalty is rare. Sigma males would agree. But they'd also say it's not just about loyalty to others. It's about being loyal to yourself first. They're not lonely. They're selective, and that's what keeps them strong. No fake love, no forced energy, just truth, even if it means walking alone, because real peace beats fake brotherhood every single time. Number 6. They understand the high cost of overstimulation. 2025 isn't just busy, it's chaotic. The noise is non-stop. Every second, a new notification, a new opinion, a new distraction begging for your attention. Most people are hooked without even realizing it, chasing the next dopamine hit like it's survival. But Sigma males, they see right through it. They've unplugged, not because it's fashionable, but because staying plugged in too long makes you forget who you are. They've realized that constant stimulation comes with a heavy price. Your focus, your peace, and eventually, your sense of self. That price is too high. So they pull back. They go quiet. They cut the noise not to be mysterious, but to protect their mind. While others are caught in the scroll, comparing, reacting, and drowning in meaningless content, Sigmas are rebuilding their attention span like a weapon. They use boredom like a tool. They let silence teach them what overstimulation tried to bury. That stillness, it's where their clarity lives. It's where they do their real thinking. They don't announce their break. They just disappear. No online rants, no dramatic exits, just gone, fully present somewhere else. Reading, training, building. And when they come back, they're sharper, quieter, stronger. Because they haven't been feeding off junk stimulation. They've been feeding their mind with precision. Most people don't even notice how drained they are because it feels normal now. But Sigma males are done normalizing chaos. They're choosing sanity over popularity, depth over distraction, and peace over performance. In a world that's addicted to the next thing, Sigma males are mastering the discipline of less. And that discipline, it's not just rare, it's powerful, because in 2025, the one who can unplug is the one who stays in control. Number 7. They've stopped trying to fix people who aren't fixing themselves. Sigma males have learned the hard way that no matter how much wisdom you offer, no matter how much patience you give, you can't save someone who's addicted to their own dysfunction. They've been there, drained from giving advice that's never taken, offering support that gets twisted, and trying to hold up people who refuse to stand on their own. They've retired from unpaid emotional labor, not because they've grown cold, but because they've grown wise. Being strong doesn't mean carrying everyone's baggage. It means knowing which weight is yours to carry and which weight belongs to someone else's refusal to grow. Sigma males are no longer signing up to be the emotional first responders for people who just want company in their mess. They no longer confuse loyalty with self-sacrifice. They know that trying to help someone who's not ready, or worse, not willing, is like pouring energy into a bottomless pit. Some people don't want solutions. They want attention. They want to keep spinning in their drama while pretending to want change. Sigma males step back from that now, not with anger, but with clarity. If someone is serious about growth, they'll recognize it. They'll meet them there. But if it's just another loop of chaos, they'll quietly walk away. Not every battle deserves their effort. Not every broken person wants to heal. They've learned to protect their peace like it's sacred. Because it is. And when you stop trying to fix people who won't fix themselves, you get your energy back. You start building again. You stop drowning in someone else's storm and start walking in your own calm. They still care. Deeply. But they no longer carry what's not theirs. That's not cold. That's wisdom forged from experience. Number 8, they no longer react. They respond. And that difference changes everything. Sigma males have grown tired of being dragged into emotional chaos. They've seen how people bait you with words just to see if they can get a rise out of you. They've seen how reacting too fast usually means giving your power away. So they stopped. Not because they don't feel things, but because they've learned to sit with their emotions before doing anything with them. Their calm is not weakness. It's not disinterest, it's control. When people push buttons, they don't flinch. When the pressure rises, they stay grounded. That's not something you fake. It's something you earn through pain, experience, and a deep understanding of how fragile peace can be if you don't protect it. Sigma males know that the loudest person in the room is usually the one who has lost control. That's why they stay quiet when others explode. They've learned that true influence comes from keeping the frame. And what is the frame? It's the tone of the room, the energy of the conversation, the emotional temperature of the moment. Whoever controls that controls everything. So they respond when it counts, not when they're provoked. They measure their words, they protect their energy, and they understand that not every opinion deserves a reply, not every argument needs a winner, and not every insult is worth their presence. Their calm disarms people. It unsettles those who depend on reactions to gain power. But Sigmas are not there to be managed. They've built too much discipline, too much emotional strength, to be pulled around by anyone else's chaos. This ability to respond, not react, it isn't passive. It's power in its rawest form. Quiet, collected, intentional. While others burn out, Sigma males remain sharp. And in a world that rewards noise, they win through silence. Number 9. They've walked away from fake brotherhoods. Not because they gave up on people, but because they finally saw things for what they were. Sigma males have sat in rooms where the laughter felt forced, and the loyalty was just for show. They've been part of circles that looked like support but felt like competition, and eventually they realized something powerful. You don't owe loyalty to people who only stand by you when it's easy. You owe loyalty to your peace. So they walked, quietly, without announcements, without drama, just gone. Sigma males don't fear being alone because they've already faced something worse. Being surrounded by people who don't really have your back. They know the weight of false loyalty, the drain of pretending everything's solid when it's really falling apart behind the scenes. They've watched so-called brothers disappear when the shine wore off. They've seen envy dressed up as friendship. And that changes a man. Now, if the energy's off, they don't stay. If the vibe feels fake, they cut it. No speeches, no explanations, just distance. This doesn't mean they hate people. It means they value truth, real connection, unspoken loyalty that doesn't require constant proof. If it's not built on honesty and mutual respect, they don't want it. They'd rather walk alone than sit in a room full of people who secretly hope they fail. That's the shift. That's the strength. They've made peace with their own company. They've learned to build in silence. And if the right people come along, that's great. But if not, they're still good, still growing, still winning. Because walking away from fake brotherhoods didn't make them lonely. It made them free. And once you taste that kind of freedom, you stop settling for anything less than real. Number 10. They understand the high cost of overstimulation. And in 2025, that awareness is a survival skill. Sigma males are built differently. While the world keeps getting louder, faster, and more demanding, they've quietly stepped back, not to escape, but to protect their edge. They're not unplugging because it's cool or part of some online wellness trend. They're unplugging because their sanity, clarity, and creativity depend on it. Everywhere you look, people are scrolling themselves into anxiety. Their minds are fried from constant input, the endless notifications, the fake urgency, the dopamine traps. It's all designed to keep you reactive, distracted, and disconnected from yourself. Sigma males see the game, and they refuse to play. They've chosen depth over distraction. While others are overstimulated and emotionally exhausted, Sigmas are getting sharper by the day. They protect their attention like a vault. They don't need to consume everything because they've learned how to sit with stillness. They've trained their minds to slow down, to observe, to think deeper. That's where their real power comes from. Silence, for them, isn't uncomfortable. It's where they reset. It's where they build. It's where the noise of the world can't reach them. In a world that glorifies constant connection, Sigma males have found strength in digital solitude. That's why their decisions are so clear. That's why their moves seem so precise. While everyone else is overwhelmed, chasing trends and burning out, The Sigma male remains cool, focused, and grounded. Not because he's above it all, but because he knows the cost of staying plugged in too long. He understands that overstimulation steals focus, kills creativity, and ruins peace, and he's not willing to trade any of those things just to stay updated. So he logs off, not out of fear, but out of power. Number 11. They've stopped trying to fix people who aren't fixing themselves. Sigma males have done their time in emotional trenches, listening, supporting, explaining, hoping someone would finally get it. But over time, they saw the pattern. Some people don't want growth. They want sympathy. They want someone to sit in their storm while they throw away every umbrella handed to them. And Sigma males, they're done playing that game. They've retired from unpaid emotional labor. Not out of cruelty, but out of self-respect. They know their time, their energy, their peace, all of it is valuable. And they refuse to keep pouring it into people who keep spilling it on purpose. You can't help someone who is loyal to their own dysfunction. You can't save someone who doesn't want the responsibility of healing. So now they observe. They listen, but they don't dive in unless the person is showing real effort. Words don't impress them anymore. They want to see change, accountability, actions that match intentions. If that's missing, they step back, quietly, without resentment, without lectures. They just remove themselves from the chaos. Sigma males have learned that emotional exhaustion isn't a badge of honor. It's a sign you've been giving too much where it wasn't appreciated or respected. And they're not interested in being the hero in someone else's endless crisis. They've chosen peace over fixing, boundaries over burnout. They're not cold, they're clear. If you're growing, they'll meet you halfway. But if you're just looping in drama and denial, they'll leave you to it. Because the Sigma male knows the most dangerous thing you can do is keep trying to fix someone who has no intention of changing. That's not compassion, that's self-destruction. And they've moved on from that, for good. In conclusion, some people shout to prove their worth, others just become undeniable in silence. That's where the Sigma male stands in 2025. Not loud, not chasing applause, but quietly reshaping his life with intention, grit, and strategy. While the world obsesses over who's trending and who's being seen, he's mastering the unseen. He's not trying to compete where noise wins. He's building where clarity matters. You win when you stop needing recognition to validate your vision. You win when you no longer explain your silence, your distance, your choices. Sigma males don't need the world to clap for them. They've learned how to clap for themselves behind closed doors with no audience. And that's what makes them dangerous in the best way. If you're walking this road too, if you're thinking deeper, choosing peace over chaos, moving without announcing every step, then understand this. You're not behind. You're just building something real. Let others chase fast success. Let them fight to be seen. But you protect your time, honor your silence, and trust that the work you're doing in the dark will speak louder than any spotlight ever could. Keep sharpening your mind. Keep choosing solitude when it serves your growth. And never forget, the world may not see your moves right now, but when it does, it won't forget them. So walk your path with calm conviction. You're not invisible. You're just playing the kind of long game most people don't have the patience or courage to understand. And that's exactly why you're already winning. Thank you for watching. God bless you.